Mom, how can you be so hard to Dad? Has he not been through enough to make his way home to you? He has suffered so many trials. Is your heart made of steel? He's been gone for 20 long years.
I know very well how my husband looked before he left for the war, but still, I don't know if you really are him. You're Clea. Make his bed for him, and be sure to place it outside the bedchamber.
Woman, by heaven you've stung me now. Who dared move my bed? No builder could accomplish that without the help of a god. I know as a matter of fact that bed is built into the very foundation of this house. That was my creation, and no one else's. I even cut down this, super big olive tree and did all the stuff with it to make our entire room built around it. I even made all the furniture. That's our sign. No one else would have known that.
Odysseus, it really is you. You don't need to be so angry. That was my own way of testing that it was really you who returned and not some imposter. Because ever since your departure, no one has been totally rad/hot enough to get into my bed, except for my slave. But that's not important. That means you're the only one who could have possibly known that.
When I was in the land of the dead, speaking to the spooky specter that spun many spectacular stories, Tiresias, he told me my fate. I have to set sail and keep sailing until I find men who have never sailed before. And when I get there, some dude is going to tell me some cryptic stuff about my ore. That is where I will plant it, with burnt offerings to Poseidon. Then, when I get home, I am to slay full hecatombs to the gods of the heavens, one by one. Then I'll die of old age.
At least the gods are kind. After your trials, you may finally find peace.
Now, let me tell you of all my stories, while we mingle in love. And so, Odysseus told Penelope of his 20 long years away from home. First, his raid on the Caecones, and of the Lotus Eaters. Then, of the Cyclops, and the loss of his ship members. Then, how he went to Aeolus' isle, and how he almost made it home to Ithaca, only to have his close return halted by his men's incompetence. Afterwards, of their encounter with the Laestrygonians, losing ships and lives. And, of course, Circe, how the men were turned into animals, and of how Odysseus saved them, then stayed with Circe for a year feasting. Then, of their trial to the land of the dead, and learning the prophecy. Oh, how his men lost their lives raiding the beeves of said prophecy. Lastly, of his time on Calypso's isle, and eventual travel to the Phaeacians, who were kind and helped him to the end of his journey. A pretty nice recap of the whole book.